What's up, everybody?
Good evening.
Yo.
Hello.
Radio in the house. Following up that episode of Monday Night Raw and that surprise ending. My name is John Escudero. As you all know, this is Dorsey Radio. Our post-show series, our launch week has started. This is the Raw Post-Show Rewind. I want to introduce you to my three hosts. They will be driving this train tonight. I'll take a back seat and I'll take care of the production. We'll start from top to bottom. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr. Hipster, sir?
Good evening, everyone. I am Tyler, and I am the pro wrestling hipster. My socials at PW Hipster over on Twitter. Have a hard time calling it X still, and also at PW Hipster on Instagram. Excited as hell to be here and ready to talk about Raw tonight.
My next,
All
or
right. Why don't you go ahead, Eduardo?
Hello to everybody. As you can know, my name is Eduardo. I have a channel of course, pro wrestling, lucha libre, and all the stuff. And now I'm pretty happy to be here and talk all of Raw and WWE here in their shit.
And our last host, why don't you introduce yourself, brother?
all right. My name is Caesar. I also go by NoobTube all over the place, whether it's YouTube's, I guess all the social media. Of course, like Tyler said, I can't call it Twitter. I can call it Twitter. I can't call it X. And that's also on Instagram, NoobTube, and Twitch, and all that kind of stuff as well. And I'm excited to sit down with you guys and talk about all this good stuff.
I'm so glad I'm not going to host tonight because I didn't do my setup or anything. My whole washed up, beat up curtain is in the shot. It's crazy. This is crazy. This is so ratchet. I don't have children. They'll beat you. They'll fuck your whole shit up. But I'm going to go ahead and take a back seat. I'm going to let your host take care of Monday Night Raw tonight. You guys enjoy yourself.
Shit. All right, guys. So we're going to start with the main event discussion first this evening.
Oh my God, where do we go? That was like I wouldn't call it weak, but like he could have at least brought him out. Maybe should we have brought him out? Should we have waited till Survivor Series? What do you guys think?
I'm going to be honest. I think them basically announcing it as Randy Orton was just a way to get people to not expect CM Punk to show up Saturday night.
Oh, okay. So you're on that boat. That makes the most sense.
Yeah, I think if they didn't, I honestly think if not for all of the assumption or hoopla around Punk possibly being there, which he's obviously not going to be, if not for that, I don't think they would have announced Orton tonight. I think they would have waited until Saturday.
Man, I am excited as can be.
I think for social media, for the mainstream social media,
yeah,
I guess it was a better idea to show Randy. I guess, because we also know that Randy is gonna be in Survivor Series, whatever. But of course, it's a big news. It's one of the greatest of all time, and he's returning to the WWE, to the wrestling. And I guess for the social media news, it was time to show Randy, and maybe a video, or I don't know,
a teaser.
Something. But I don't know.
And how long has it been since he's been back or gone? Like
2 years.
2 years?
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
For 2 years, because he was the night after Cody returns. He made a match with Ezekiel and Cody. I don't know.
Wasn't it originally he was supposed to be gone for back surgery, and then they kept it going longer because his doctors didn't want him to wrestle again or something like that?
Yeah,
that's what I remember at least.
Well, when you've been wrestling as long as he has, recovery time takes a little bit longer after a while.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
I have a question. The news, the insiders report that this back surgery and all this stuff. Do you want to see again the RKO, knowing that it's a problem for Randy, or what they're gonna do with the finisher? No.
I don't know. That is a good question, actually.
I mean,
Go on. Yeah.
A couple of things from his style he's kept, even though it could cause injuries. I mean, he's had issues with his shoulder for years, and every single time he punches the mat when he's getting ready to RKO somebody, I kind of cringe a little bit because I'm like, dude, you're going to knock your shoulder right back out of the socket again.
That's his plan after all.
Give a little
increases injury chances. No,
but it'll be good to have Randy back. He's been out for a while, and I kind of wonder what their original plan with him was going to be before Riddle got tossed out of the company.
That's a good question, actually.
Of course, I guess Triple H on his plans was a match on Mania, something like that.
Okay, yeah.
But Randy is one of that names that you put one superstar, one wrestler, one guy, NXT, SmackDown, Raw, and I guess that match, like John Cena, is on the spotlight, because he's Randy Orton. So whatever they're gonna do with Randy, I need to see that stuff.
Absolutely. Now, the match itself leading into the reveal that Randy was going to be the fifth man on Team Cody, I guess. That was we had Drew McIntyre facing off against Jey Uso in tonight's main event. Yeet. A lot of Yeet shirts in the crowd.
That is
he's
great.
He's getting some merch sales with those Yeet shirts.
But of all things to say, though, right? Just that one word is over.
Yeet, yeah, it's easy. It's easy to chant. People get into it, and people like Jay. Jay is somebody that I think folks have been clamoring for a while to get back up to that main event echelon.
Oh, by all means, I agree with that completely. It's about time they did something with him too.
Yeah,
the match itself was solid. It was what you'd expect from Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre. Get their spots in, get all their stuff in. And were you guys thinking that Drew was going to be the one to get the win tonight and get the advantage for the Judgment Day going into the match Saturday?
I don't know. I was mixed, personally.
The only thing that made me lean that way was that it seems atypical for the faces to get that sort of advantage in any big match like that.
Not to mention, Drew's on his own agenda right now, too, with the whole thing. He just wants Jay, right? He doesn't want anything else.
Yeah, he's only interested in it because he wants to get Jay out.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the others. He's just like, I don't give a damn.
Well, I'm loving this Drew. This new Drew. I love this new heel Drew.
It's an interesting line to walk because he's absolutely doing heel work.
Yeah, but
you can see the logic in why he's doing what he's doing.
Oh, by all means, of course.
Like it makes sense. I'd be angry too. I'm over. You're in your home country. You're one of the biggest matches of your career. Jay's the reason that you didn't win the title. You're going to hold a grudge over that.
No, that is totally fair.
The reasoning is sound, and I always admire nice tight writing when it comes to things like that.
And
especially
the people is very hypocrite with Jey Uso.
Oh my God!
I'm a guy of Drew McIntyre. He's telling the truth, For a long time, Jay, Jimmy, all the bloodline, and now the people love this guy just from one word. With all the respect, Drew, 2020, he was the man,
Yeah.
So I'm a Drew new guy. This new heel, I'm interested in what they're doing with it.
I still remember him back in NXT when he was the champion and he had the fast claymore he used to do. That was cool.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, he's obviously solid as a face, but his heel work, I think, is a notch above what he does as a face.
The Scottish psychopath. That's what I remember.
And during the pandemic era, he was a great face for the company.
Mm-hmm.
He was, the raw WWE, kind of the stuff that Cena would do once upon a time. They had to slot Drew somewhere else because since Cody's been back, Cody's kind of been in that spot. He's the one that's, given the thanks for coming out. We're here to entertain you kind of speeches.
The rah-rah.
The rah-rah. Hey, you got to have someone to be that rah-rah,
Yeah. The Spirit Squad, but in a person.
Yeah, exactly.
Got
a question popped up here. Michael Walter is asking, also, why is Cody leading the charge? Seth Rollins is champion. I mean,
I I saw that too, but yeah, go on.
That is a good point. I mean, he is the the face of the brand, as it would be Seth. And it is kind of interesting that Cody's just kind of popped in and taken that lead role, which is kind of what Cody's done the last year and a half.
I truly think that Cody is, Seth Rollins is one of the big names right now, but Cody, for the WWE, I guess for Triple H, is the man right to do that thing, to carry the brand and with all the people. He knows how to speak. He knows how to, of course, wrestle or whatever. But he's a great model to not just a wrestler. He's a great model as a superstar, And Seth Rollins, okay, it's Seth Rollins, but I guess Cody has more. I don't want to say charisma. I don't want to say charisma, but
maybe more mass appeal.
Yeah.
I could see how Seth Rollins' character would rub some folks the wrong way. The flashy outfits, or even for me, it's the laughing. The laughing gets a little grating after a while.
Yeah, no, I can agree with that one too. Actually,
I agree with that.
All right, so you guys want to kind of run down the show a little bit, start from the top, and kind of work our way back to the main event.
Yeah, for sure. I actually wrote notes for once.
Yeah, it was that shorthand note taking class I took back in high school started to pay off for me.
I don't know if Eduardo saw this, but I came prepared properly. So
it's a wicked notebook, right?
I know. I was walking around Walmart and I saw that. I'm like, it's meant to be. It is meant to be. Where do we start? It's a question.
All right, well, we kind of touched on the opening a little bit. The show, after a quick recap of the tag title match last week, Drew McIntyre opened the show and came down to address the audience and explain his reasoning for why he did what he did last week in costing Cody and Jay the tag titles.
I'm glad to see a solid Drew McIntyre in the ring, and I'm glad that, of course, this all this Raw began with the Judgment Day, and they begin with the Judgment Day. But first, we have Drew McIntyre here in the ring and make a solid promo about what he did and why he did all this stuff, no? And this is why I'm a Drew McIntyre guy, because all that he spoke on his promo was real, was the part that he suffered in Clash at the Castle and when he was a champion. So that for me is a solid promo, is a solid begin from the show. And I'm pretty happy that it's not the beginning with the Judgment Day.
Oh, I agree. That's
Now, granted, the Judgment Day was in like 5 segments tonight.
Yeah,
it was. They were in quite a few. But again, that's your your underlining story going into War Games this weekend. Yeah, Drew's reasoning is solid. I like that he pushed back against the boos immediately. I think he said something along the lines of, I have the right to speak. I'm not Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember hearing that line.
Which again just reinforces his, I'm aligning myself with them, temporarily to meet my goal of getting my hands on Jey Uso, but he's not Judgment Day. At least he's saying he isn't Judgment Day.
What's that expression again? It's best for business.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the best way to look at it. That's what he's doing. He's gonna get his hands dirty, walk out of Survivor Series with his head held high. Done. That's all he's got to do. Let's see. Okay. I'm just gonna get this out in the open because it was on the card. Nia Jax, Raquel.
Yes, our first match of the evening.
It was cool to see it was a women's match too, actually.
Yeah, it was good. I still have my mixed feelings on Nia being back.
Oh my goodness.
I always worry a little bit for any of her opponents there in the ring.
Sorry.
But now I don't think she's hurt anyone since she's been back. I think so far so good. But no, it was a solid match. I'm actually kind of surprised that they did this on Raw. I kind of thought they'd hold on to a Raquel Nia match for a pay-per-view.
Not to mention they gave them actually some time to do their thing. It wasn't just like, okay, here's 3 minutes, okay, get out. It was, hey, here's was like 5-10 minutes.
I think
It was a
actually
commercial
went,
break.
there was one break in it, but I think I have here about 9 minutes is what I had in my
That's
notes
still
for that, which is
that,
pretty long for that. That's
yeah.
pretty long for a Nia match anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm surprised that Naya get the victory. You know, I was thinking that Raquel was on the next big superstar. You know, to have an opportunity for the champion. I'm
No,
really
she
surprised that.
should.
Yeah.
And Raquel looked great in the match, and I will say the audience was giving her some massive reactions every time she was just so close to getting Nia off of her feet.
I don't know if you guys actually were like looking in the crowd specifically, but I think I saw a guy in a gray sweater who kept like reacting to Raquel lifting Nia, like he was like the over exaggerated.
He
reactions.
was, yeah,
yeah, he's like,
almost doing the Ultimate Warrior kind
yeah. And then as soon as she failed, he's like, oh, like it was just.
But every time she started to get her off the ground, the crowd just started to light up, which is a great sign for Raquel.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good thing. Yeah. The question is, they're going to keep that push going. Hopefully, they do.
Well, I mean, do you think that with Raquel, what they're building towards is her and Rhea?
Yeah.
Like for her to actually, I mean, they're 1-1 in that series, right?
I've lost track. It's been a while, but I think so.
I have to go back. That's a little ways back in NXT.
Yeah. No, I think it's on main too, isn't it?
They've had one. They've had one big match on the main, and then a couple big ones in NXT, right?
I remember one on both sides, but yeah, they've had a few. But we want like the title change was what we want to see.
Right. Exactly.
And what do you think? Who's next for Nia Jax?
Just open the door and point in any direction. Any woman that's in the roster, pretty much. I hate to say it.
Is she going for the title?
No.
You know, I feel like Hunter brought her back to serve a specific purpose. I'm just not quite sure what the specific purpose is. I thought it was to get Raquel over.
I think for now it's just letting her just go through like the actual roster.
I think that Nia Jax is back for he's very popular on social media, and Nia Jax against the others new women of NXT or other. Of course, Nia Jax is a big name, you know, and maybe she will not win the title or whatever, but it's a big name.
I mean, there is one thing that pops in every time you said name. I've thought of one person, and that's what if she's getting ready for Jade Cargill?
Oh, yeah.
That could be a really interesting one, but
Jade Cargill, whose name has become suspiciously absent from all programming.
Did you? Can we quote Uncle Dave on this? Can we quote him or no? Am I gonna get an evil DM if I say his name on here?
I mean, we can certainly quote him. Whether or not it's accurate information is all.
Yeah. I can't remember when it was, but I saw a quote to him saying something like, "Ever since they saw her wrestle, her being Jade, they're kind of like, oh."
I don't want us to get in trouble for misquoting him. That was his own speculation.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, John. But either way, yeah. Again, where is Jade is the main thing, right? Where?
I mean, one of the things I had read recently was that she's still training at the Performance Center,
which is fine.
And people are saying that she's really teachable and coachable, which is something we've heard about her. All the way through her career so far, people that worked with her in AEW said the same thing, that she was very easy to teach. But I mean, and she's got a good base in the ring, but she certainly does have a distance to go, I think, to get to the point where WWE would probably want her to be for a main event star.
What does that say?
Saving Bianca versus Jade at WrestleMania.
That's a good match.
That would be solid. It's that classic speed versus power.
Just only for the names, I guess.
Why do I feel like Jade would win like a massive clothesline or something? Just like out of the blue, just a firm arm in the air. But that could be a thing. I mean, it's just kind of cool to figure out when it's going to happen. That she's going to debut. I mean,
yeah, and it could be too that they've kind of quit using her name on television because they're going to do something that's some sort of surprise with her.
Okay,
That's always a possibility as well. But they did have an awful lot of fanfare when she first came in for them to have just stopped talking about her completely.
Yeah, no, I agree with that one.
Maybe in the Royal Rumble.
Possibly could be a surprise entrant in the Women's Rumble.
Yeah.
All right, kind of moving on through the show. They had a Xia Li video package that was hyping the Xia Li and Becky match that was to take place not too long after they did the package, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, I know I commented to you guys about this, but I'll say it here on the stream. No 10 count? You guys noticed that in the match?
Yeah, that was odd. I actually commented that out loud as well when that was going on. Because the ref went and checked on Becky when he should have been continuing to count the first time.
He could have been like easily into like a 4 count already before that happened. That's why I was like, there's no 4 count. But solid match.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I
didn't saw the end of the match, so I don't know.
I think Xia Li's got some great offense.
Oh no, she's a force.
Spectacular.
This was his debut on Raw?
No, I think she's had other matches before on Raw, but they weren't.
She's had a couple, but she'd been off for a little bit, and they had her take Becky out of the match. Was that last week or the week before last?
I think it was last week. I remember that she came out of nowhere and literally just
kicked her in the back of the head.
Yeah, high kicked her just swiftly, and then she pulled the whole. I didn't do anything. She was right there. I don't know what you're talking about. Attitude, but
I have a question. I don't understand.
Go ahead.
Becky Lynch was presented as the man.
Yeah.
On the graphics, we saw Big Time Bex.
So,
I saw that.
It's the same character.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with that.
I don't know. I always thought of Big Time Bex is a little bit different as the man.
Yeah.
The Big Time Bex, I always thought she is a little more like her husband Seth. The fur coats and the big glasses, and a little more bombast to her attitude. Yeah.
And the man was the opposite, very minimal.
Yeah.
Very
just out there. I'm here to kick your ass, and we're gonna.
Yeah. Okay, I got 5 minutes. Let's do this. Get it over with. I want to go home.
I prefer Big Time Bex.
I'm impartial, and ironically enough, I found this.
That's fair.
I found it when I was doing laundry, so I was like, you know what, throw it on. The hell not. So I also I wrote this down actually. So who noticed when Damage Control showed up at the in the crowd when the camera panned onto them? They were coming down. I was like, all right, let's see this brawl go down. I turned my head for 2 seconds, and you just see, I guess we'll call him Team Charlotte came flying down the ramp too.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, I was like, okay. I turned my chair really quickly, and I was like, all right, let's see how this goes.
It was. I was a little shocked to see that happen. Yeah, I kind of turned for a split second, and then my attention goes back. I just see, Charlotte's blonde hair flinging through as she jumps. I think Bailey's who she jumped from behind.
Yes.
But yeah, just absolutely just old school Donnybrook, as JR would say on that. It's a classic build.
And what do you think about the match for Survivor Series?
That's going to be something.
Oh, it's going to be good. I think it's going to be really good. They're all hard workers, and I think every time we get into a situation where we've got two of any type of match, two Money in the Bank matches, or in this case 2 War Game matches, I think both groups just want to outdo each other. And I think they're going to get in there and they're going to work really hard and they're going to beat the crap out of one another.
You know what one of the things that are going to happen is for a fact Io Sky is going to jump off of something, carrying something, landing on somebody. You know it.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a chair from the top of the cage onto like 3 girls. I'm saying it now. Maybe across the ring.
The problem here for me is, of course, they're gonna steal the show, But
that's fine. Let them go.
yeah. But the storyline is very weak. So for me, she doesn't have the power, for the match.
I mean, who are you talking about again? Sorry.
You were saying like you feel that kind of the story going into the match is a little weak.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me fine or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yeah. I still say you got the most straight up point when it comes to like the two war game matches. It will be basically a measuring contest, seeing who's going to get wilder, flashier color. But it's going to be worth it. It's Survivor Series war games. We want to see we see the endings of storylines and the starting of new storylines. And in this case, with Kyrie coming back to WWE, that's going to be a big deal, and see how it goes.
Well, and they have the angle of Bailey being incredibly nervous.
Oh, you got
going
incredibly.
I guess that's the point of the match. Maybe we will see maybe the beginning of the end of Damage Control. Maybe,
or a new version of Damage Control. Minus
just
Bailey.
absent of Bailey.
Yes.
And if that happens, does Bailey turn face going out of that?
Incoming hugger. No, that won't happen.
Resurrect the Bailey buddies.
Oh God,
Very
fine. There's gonna be like a whole video package. We miss you, Bailey buddies. RIP T-shirts come out pretty soon. Oh, it's official, guys. I saw. I think I popped up said, "Will Cody bleed?" I'm gonna say yes. I'm hands down gonna say yes.
I would think so. Yeah, I mean, you don't get a whole lot of color in WWE matches, but I think that's one that would absolutely call for it. And it's his dad's match.
It's good old Dusty's match. You got to do it. It'd be the weirdest thing if he was the one who didn't color. Everyone else was covered, and he's walking out, a bruise or two.
I think
he's had some epic bruises, though. Let's be fair. That.
Oh, let's not. But so the group is unanimous. We all agree there's going to be color on the sun at the show in the match.
I would like to see that, but I don't think that Cody will bleed at War Games.
All right, okay.
This is where we get a chat poll going.
A Twitter X poll of whether or not Cody will pull the Moxley in the match.
He'll show up. He'll walk down the ramp already bleeding. There.
Yep. Before it even starts.
He'll pull a Bill Goldberg and smash his face on a locker in the back room and say, "All right, guys, now I'm ready." It's like,
I'm concussed and ready.
And for some reason, I am shaking. Wait, I can't remember what's happening now. What's my line? I'm like, oh, now we are really screwed up.
Bill, no.
But anyways, you go on.
I was going to say, so we had the Becky took the match with Zaya. I think it was a manhandle slam. Again, they gave him a fair amount of time. It was about 12 minutes. On the match.
It's good to see they're actually letting the girls go for a bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now the question is, I know we got our friends that are going to watch tomorrow, but our other squad who's going to be part of it, the NXT review squad.
I'm actually one of the NXT reviewers as well, so I'll be back tomorrow talking about NXT.
You guys heard it right here first, folks. But going into it, what do you think? Is Zaya leaving with it, or is Lyra Valkyria leaving with it?
I think Lyra is. I think that Zaya is probably being permanently moved up to the main roster. I mean, she's been appearing there for a minute now, and I think they're going to keep it on Lyra.
Give him 12 minutes, let him go.
Me too. I think he's one of these new upcoming NXT superstar.
No, I think we're all in the same boat on that one. Yeah. Gargano and Kaiser. Shall we go with?
Yeah. So I mean, the story going into this, I think, is a lot of the issues between Giovanna Vinci and Kaiser, still kind of having the seeds of dissension sown between them, vying for the favor of Ring General. And they've been building that for a while. I'm not sure how much more juice they're going to get out of that. It's obviously going to build towards a match or to a match with them, but they've been slow burning it, I'll say, because there's been some weeks where they advance that, and then some weeks where they have just kind of gotten along again.
But overall, yeah. Overall, they're getting really in each other's faces. As you saw, the General showed up and told them both to smarten up. Oh, sorry, the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion showed up and told them to smarten up. But what I was gonna say is, what do you guys think about the match, though? In your opinion,
Solid.
Solid, yeah.
Great match.
Solid
Great match.
Great match. I truly have a question. What's next for Gargano?
I go ahead.
I was gonna say, as of right now, probably just staying where he is. But if they
Yeah.
separate the belts, then tag team. Because if you date back to the old NXT when they had DIY, those matches were, oh my goodness,
phenomenal.
If you watch the matches like back in the day, you were on your seat and then some. Like what was that one? The Revival and DIY. I can't remember what NXT it was, but it was, whew, that was some match. Like I know they had, was it like the double submission?
Yeah.
And Revival were holding each other's like hands to try and keep each other from not tapping. So
yeah, they could definitely put a little bit of a rocket booster on them. Again, I'm with you if they separate the titles.
Yeah,
which at this point I kind of wonder if they're going to.
They need to. There's no point in having undisputed tag team champions. All right now, Judgment Day is just carrying it as props. It looks like.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget who are the champions.
No, I don't blame you. There are times I don't blame you.
Well, because it's like you're saying, they haven't really done a whole lot with Judgment Day as the champions, other than kind of more or less feud with Cody and Jay there. Just kind of pass the belts back and forth.
Or I was gonna say, don't forget Rhea and Dom. Woo!
Right.
Oh no, I'm still Team Raquel. I don't care. I'm still Team Raquel.
Hey, but you can't deny, folks, buy tickets to boo Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, we literally could put a whole savings fund together, and everyone would just go to a show and do that.
Yeah, it's fun. If you want to do it, it's like singing along to Cody's theme. People want to have that experience when they go to a live show.
Or don't forget the man himself from Friday Night SmackDown, Mr. LA Knight. Yeah. Is it absurd? Yeah. Do we like doing it? Hell yeah. Who gives a damn?
It's fun. It's wrestling. It's fun, right?
Yeah.
But but the match itself though was fantastic. It was a tornado flatliner that Gargano hit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
absolutely spectacular.
See, in regards to I think one of the headlines we had earlier, not to completely go in a different direction. I think it was put up there, said how many women were featured tonight. That fatal 4-way tag team #1 contender match. Wow, that's a mouthful.
It was a great match, but I'm not sure it is the time to destroy Imperium.
They're not going to destroy Imperium. Yeah, they're going to keep them together for a while still.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a slow burn. I think it's going to continue to be a slow burn for that. I think it's an inevitability, but I think we're looking sometime into mid next year before they would actually pull the trigger on a split.
They might keep them together for the Bash in Berlin.
Oh, that would actually make sense.
Okay.
Let them sell their differences at that pay-per-view, or sorry, PLE. But
again, just like the Twitter X thing, it's hard for me to adjust to PLE.
Yes.
I'm still paying to see it.
Yeah, no, me and a few friends were joking about that. We're like, what do we call it this week? And I'm like, I have no idea, guys. I'm scared. But no, what I was going to say a minute ago is like, it was really cool that they actually featured the women in the Fatal 4-Way with all 4 teams, even though one was like a throw together. But I thought they were going to, I thought Maxine and Ivy were going to win, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
there's a lot of steam behind them right now. Like, the entire group, Gable, Otis, all of them, they're on Raw, they're on NXT pretty much every week. Almost, at this point, they're kind of the face equivalent of what the Judgment Day's been doing. Pulling them into both shows, giving them multiple angles.
That is doing great.
No, I agree with Eduardo. They're doing it properly. We need an actual face team, men, women, tag team, I guess mixed tag team even. So they've got all of it. And of course, with Otis, everyone if you go on social media, everyone's loving Otis right now. Holy moly!
All the
That
stable, all the stable. Everyone loves the Alpha Academy.
yeah, no, but that everywhere you look right now, everyone's loving them some Otis. Holy smokes! Like, I mean, you thought everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, the girls are hot." No, they're loving them some Otis. Holy smokes!
Otis has been over for a while.
Yeah.
He's fun. Again, it's one of those things about pro wrestling that people love. It's fun. He's having a good time doing it, and people are going to have a good time cheering it. Alpha Academy is absolutely over.
100%. What's even funnier was like when I was watching that 4-way, I was like, okay, something needs to happen. All of a sudden, Maxine goes and hits the worm, and I was like, that just happened. That actually just happened, but in a good way. It was like, it was cool because she was just going for it hard.
Well, and the way they've built her character as, being trained and just kind of like learning her craft to do this now, people pop when she does the simplest of moves. She does a regular suplex and the crowd goes crazy because they're just so proud of her for being able to do the move.
Yeah.
Or just the worm.
Or the worm, absolutely.
No, I can't remember. Some pro wrestlers said it best, but women's revolution is booming. And as you know, as the headline popped up, 27 women were featured tonight.
Yep.
So it's about time we had some fun with it. And then what is it? Tegan Knox and Natalya for the #1 contender spot.
Yeah, which I did not see that coming. Actually,
no, I didn't either. I looked at my phone for 2 seconds, and all of a sudden, ding, 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 and Tegan Knox arm in the air.
If I'm not mistaken, she won the match with a crossbody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like absolutely, it was a shock. And again, that match was about 13-14 minutes. So again, like a fair amount of time, which makes sense. You've got 4 teams in there that needs to have a bit of time over the 10-minute mark.
And they did give the women every match altogether about an hour altogether, all the matches.
Yeah.
So
I think that was the majority of the bell-to-bell wrestling time this evening.
That's good. It's good that's actually featuring things rather than just going, okay, here's some squashes. Here's a couple other squashes. It's like, they gave them time to actually dance, so to speak.
Yeah. In the case of Otis, literally.
Yeah, literally. I know this isn't a match, but this was actually kind of entertaining. You guys caught the, I guess you could say, face-to-face with Miz and Gunther.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You get that one quote, one note robot.
Yeah,
I heard that, and I was like, that is money. That's going to be a T-shirt right there.
Yeah. I was a little surprised that the Miz did not try to get a chant of One Note Robot started.
Maybe he was hoping for it and it didn't go over, but maybe people liked it, but they didn't want to chant it.
Right. Well, I think that, even though Gunther is a, heavy heel, I think there's a little reticence for people to boo him. I think a lot of the audience, do respect him as a professional wrestler.
Gunther?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that. Now the question is like, let's just say Miz does go over, takes the championship at Survivor Series. What do you do with Gunther after? Do you push him to the main?
Yeah.
I
think he needs to be on the main event.
Yeah, I think when that IC title belt comes off of Gunther, whomever the Raw World Champion is at the time, be it Rollins or whomever, their days are numbered with that belt. I think that once he loses the IC belt, it's a world title program for him going forward.
I was gonna say there's no way else to do it. It's either up or he leaves. That's all I could see it as.
Now, do you think there is a chance that they do have Miz go over on Saturday, or do you think they're going to wait till like the Royal Rumble or even perhaps WrestleMania to have Gunther drop that title?
My heart is with the Miz, but I don't think that he will win.
I got a crazy one for you because if we're gonna do like storylines and kind of jazz, what if Gunther does lose to Miz like a normal match, no crazy shenanigans, and let's say Gunther goes crazy, jumps ship to SmackDown and goes after Reigns.
After Reigns.
Now, in that scenario, obviously he'd be going for a face turn.
Maybe.
Or he would just get cheered. He could still be a heel and just get cheered over Reigns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, because, he could have the longest reign as Intercontinental, jump ship, and then take down Reigns and become a bigger heel or a bigger face. I mean, that'd be pretty big, actually, because, like you said, he needs to go up. He can't go down.
I would prefer go for Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Oh, I'm just throwing
Yeah.
names out here, but yeah,
Yeah.
either side, it's going to be a good match, no matter which one he picks.
Yeah, but I do think he's absolutely world title bound. They'd be insane
Oh.
not to put a world strap on him.
If they didn't, and if I was in his shoes, I'd be like, okay, well, bye.
So
Yeah, no,
now the Miz is face, no?
Yeah,
Basically,
yeah.
I'm very surprised that the Miz is very over with the public.
It happened quickly. They didn't have to do a whole lot to turn him face. He, started doing a few flashy moves in the ring again, and got some swell behind him a couple weeks ago in that Contenders match, and it was kind of they played the bullying angle tonight,
and
they played the bullying angle hard. Yeah, absolutely. And I gotta I always give the Miz credit on his facial expressions, his overall acting ability in the ring has always been stellar. And it's him getting pushed, and him calling him Mike and shoving him into the ropes. It's I think anyone who's been bullied and been pushed around like that, you flash into that part in your head and you feel what he's going through, and it was very effective.
No, by all means, I agree with that one. Yeah, it's
who is a better Intercontinental Champion, The Miz or Gunther?
If you're going by pure dominance, they've definitely I definitely have to lean Gunther, but as a character, it's the Miz. The Miz has just always been so damn good as a character. Even when he first came in, and even though I probably hated him with a passion that burned hotter than the oldest cinder in hell for a couple of years, he won me over. He won me over with his work, and he's one of those guys that I absolutely detested when he first came in, not because of his character, but just because I didn't like him.
Remember, like a few years ago when he had his little faction, and he cut that promo against John Cena, having the golden shovel or whatever it was,
with Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel.
Yeah, and then Miz cut a promo saying that John Cena has this golden shovel that he can just bury anybody automatically. Yeah. That crowd was so hot on that promo. Like it was a good hot at least, but it was just so over.
And I have a problem with Gunther. Maybe this is just my problem. I understand that he is a solid wrestler, one of maybe the best wrestlers that we have now in the roster. But I have this problem with his reign, and maybe for his character. Of course, The Miz, as the longest champion, he have better stories than Gunther. Gunther has better matches, but I need one big storyline.
Something to pull you in.
Yeah. Because I hear a lot of people saying that Gunther is one of the best Intercontinental champions, and maybe, but for me,
you want more.
You're looking for something a little more story, a little more character.
Yeah, he have a lot of matches, great matches, but I need that big story, for that title.
Maybe that's what's going to happen Saturday. Maybe Miz is going to take
it. The storyline. And I remember a few weeks ago this story with Chad Gable that I think this was a great story, and I think and I wish one day Chad Gable become the Intercontinental champion.
Oh, I could see it. I don't see why it wouldn't. Intercontinental
beating Gunther.
Beating Gunther. I will say the matches they had were some fantastic wrestling matches.
Yeah,
I was a little surprised that they didn't go with Gable at one point during that, but I think they really wanted to get him to that title reign.
Yeah, and the story, the little story, with his child crying, everything. I need more of that with the reign of Gunther.
Well, all we can do is wait till Saturday, see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens Saturday with him.
What's this in here? Oh, Okay, I got a question actually, since we've got all of us here now. So during the Gable Nakamura match, I
Mhm.
don't know if I was hearing things, but I thought I heard Michael Cole say something about unique angle or something like that from Angle, or something like unique move from Angle. I mean, I could be wrong. I was listening during the match. I thought he said
Um,
something like that.
he did reference Angle. It was I can't remember what move Chad Gable did, but he referenced Angle and then mentioned Chad Gable being a big fan of Kurt Angle.
Okay, so I did hear something about that, so I
Yeah,
wasn't hallucinating. But I thought
yeah.
he was saying it was Kurt Angle hitting the move, and I was like, "What?" So that's what kind of threw me when that happened. I was like, "I don't recall seeing Kurt Angle in this match," but
I'm sorry, I'm parried in Spanish, so
oh, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. But Gable and Shinsuke Nakamura, solid match.
solid match. You have two great wrestlers.
It's got to be at this point. You've got to say it's got to be all Hunter's fault that this is all going so well. There's no way else to say it. It's either
No,
Hunter or whoever's producing with him.
I think it's a lot of Hunter's influence. And my God, if you had told me when I was, in high school around 2002 that I'd be thrilled that Triple H was going to be running the creative of this company, I'd have said you were crazy. Like,
No, you're not wrong.
He's really shown himself to be an incredible creative mind when he's not trying to just protect his own spot.
Yeah, no, it's
when you've got the book, you don't have to play politics anymore. And he's,
Yeah.
I think sadly he's, never going to be able to wrestle again with the pacemaker. And it's a shame that he never got a true retirement match. But he, I think, has really funneled all of his thought and creative process into what he's doing now. And when he doesn't have Vince interfering, he makes Raw easy to get through.
Oh, yeah,
3
no,
hours. 3 hours goes by so quickly now. It's no longer just a slog to get through the show.
I don't know how much you guys were with it, but do you remember in the early 2000s when like a big epic thing would happen at the end of the show and you'd hear JR apologizing, saying, "Oh my God, guys, we have to cut the show. It's the end of the hour. We'll see you next week." Yeah, that's how it should be too. Like in like the new era, like everyone should be like, "Oh, guys, we're out of time. We got to bail." Da da da. And that's kind of how you want it to be. Is like, we'll wait till next week to see the next episode.
Gotta have that hook to keep the audiences coming back, and they're doing a good job keeping their audience right now.
Especially again, like I said about 100 times, how many women's matches they had, and of course with you guys saying it too, with how many solid matches they had. So it was a combination, and then overall it was Hunter actually taking the reins, or one set of reins, haha, and actually getting through like the show and being like he's running the whole thing. And it's about time that Hunter's actually putting his foot down and saying, "Listen, this is my thing. Vince, go away," or go to the side.
Well, and from the sound of it, TKO was basically like, look, Hunter's in charge. Vince, you don't really have a lot of say now. We don't want you really that heavily involved with the product.
Yeah, listen, go away.
Just go enjoy your golden years. Enjoy retirement.
Hey, I hear that golf course down the street has a fun set of 9 holes. You should go play. No.
Yeah.
I have to be the devil here, but I love the wrestling work. I just need a little of entertainment.
No, that's not really being the devil. That's just being opinionated. It's fine.
Yeah. I truly need. It's a great wrestling. This was a great wrestling show. I guess very solid, but I miss the entertainment.
Yeah, you
more
want
entertainment.
You want both.
Yeah,
Right.
I want both.
Like, sure, matches are sweet. Sure, storylines are cool, but you want to be able to like bridge the things.
Yeah,
And-
because I think that makes the product more easy with other people.
Yeah,
that are not fans of wrestling.
the casual.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's the public that we need because we need money. So
Yeah, no, exactly.
And with this being the go home show for Survivor Series, they do have to kind of push that hard line. I don't really want to say hard line sell. It's on a pay per view any longer, but it's still a go home show. They're pushing the angles that they're going to push going into Survivor Series. I mean, and there's only a handful of matches announced for the show, so there's not a whole lot of other stories they're probably wanting to focus on this week until after the pay-per-view on Saturday.
See, I don't know. I know it probably was the Ruthless Aggression actually, but do you guys remember those there'd be some random match between Jimmy Jacob or Bobby whoever in a random jobber match, and in the crowd you'd see random Raw superstars coming down or random SmackDown stars coming through the crowd, and they'd come in the ring and they'd beat the holy hell out of whoever's in the ring. I missed those episodes. Those were so cool. You'd be just chilling watching and going, hey, isn't that so and so from Raw? I missed those.
Yeah. And even in 2016, I guess, with the new brand split, I feel a little of that in this era,
We need that again. That was so cool before.
We need that.
Yeah. Well, it should feel special and big when a Raw wrestler appears on SmackDown or vice versa. It's nice. They've done a much better job this time around of keeping them a little more separate.
Mm-hmm. Was that? I think it was King of the Ring, 2001 or 2, when when ECW and everyone was starting to jump in. Mm-hmm. Remember when Booker T came out of nowhere and knocked out Stone Cold Steve Austin? You guys remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That. He showed up in just casual clothes, put a whooping on him, and then just left. That's that kind of, even just that one move to sell the other brand, and then everyone goes to that brand to see the next part of the storyline. But
maybe the last time I feel that was when NXT came to SmackDown.
Oh, I remember that. And Hunter was leading.
Yeah.
Hank
and all of that.
Was that the Blizzard show?
Maybe
the one where they didn't have a lot of the regular SmackDown roster due to some weather issues.
Yes. Yeah.
They had basically 3 brands, we'll call it, so to speak. And it was Hunter with Rhea Ripley and a bunch of other NXTs, the black and gold, not the 2.0.
Tommaso, I guess, was his top guy.
Yeah, when Tommaso was full blown, was it Broken Heart?
No, Tommaso.
Blackheart.
Blackheart, that's the one. Yeah, and that was such a good angle. You know whose fault that was, right?
I forgot it. I heard also about the tickets from Survivor Series. Were the tickets not sold, or what happened?
They did have an announcement that they were releasing some more tickets for both Survivor Series and I think for SmackDown on Friday.
Yes.
Which isn't super unusual. Sometimes they will have the obstructed view sections and things kind of blocked off from ticket sales until they sell everything else around, and then they'll open those up. So it could be something like that. But I haven't checked WrestleTix or anything like that to see what the current numbers are on those.
This is Taylor
very
Swift.
Rare.
This isn't Taylor Swift. This is pro wrestling. Oh, okay. He wants to know who the jobber of the night was.
Jobber of the night.
Who do we pick? Everyone did pretty solid tonight for all purposes.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to think if anybody looked particularly bad or particularly weak as a character or came off badly in a match.
I can't really pick one. I'm trying to think of everyone did pretty solid tonight, honestly. Megastar of the night. This isn't SmackDown. Elliot Knight isn't here.
Megastar of the night. Adam Pearce.
Oh my God! Yes,
Adam Pearce.
A doubt.
I have to sing Adam Pearce's praises for a moment as a GM. First of all, face GM. It's always refreshing to see him not just be a dick heel, because that's often what the GM falls into. But he plays stressed out middle manager better than anybody I've ever seen. You can just feel the stress of someone breathing down his neck. I got to hold this show together. I got to keep these people apart. He's so good at it.
Yes.
You guys, because you've seen my messages, you know the joke I'll probably make right about now, but I can't make it on here. But I'm going to say basically already, so I won't say. But in subtlety terms, for a fact he wants to grab a chair or two and throw it after that show is over. Because
yeah.
holy smokes.
He does such a good job as this character, and I actually said this in the chat earlier as well. But I would like to see him in the ring one more time before
You never know. It could happen. We don't know because Hunter could pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think that we will see in Survivor Series a match between Nick Aldis.
Nick Aldis is only 36, so
I could see them doing something with Nick Aldis and Pierce. I could see that
Maybe
happening.
just a segment. I don't know, something, you know.
I mean, they would be insane to bring Nick Aldis back just to put him in a GM role permanently. Like you said, he's only 36 years old. He's got a lot of gas left in that tank.
Give him like a year, and then someone's gonna take him over the edge. Just like I mean, how much do you want to bet? All of a sudden, at Survivor Series, Adam Pearce is gonna be like, "Screw it, I'm the sixth man. I'm doing this War Games match with you guys."
Scrap Daddy's making a comeback, and we're doing this. But yeah, so for me personally, Megastar of the Night, I got to go with Adam Pearce. That might be an unorthodox choice, but fantastic.
Well, no, like if you looked at the whole roster, everyone did really well, whether it was the men or the women. But Adam Pearce, oh my goodness, for a fact he's like huffing and puffing right now at his hotel room, staring out the window, ready to like scream out the window just because of how much stupidity he dealt with. Like, oh.
And just one more, Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
Great
promo to open the show.
Yeah,
like I said, like solid reasoning. He's doing heel work, but he's not 100% a heel. It makes sense. What he's saying is the truth.
Dare you say he's almost doing it for his own selfish reasons? But like, not use that term almost. I don't know. That's probably what I think right now. But superstar wise, yeah, I agree with Eduardo, Drew McIntyre. But in general, Adam Pearce. That man deserves like a raise, a massage, and like.
Do you remember when there was the match between him and Roman Reigns for Royal Rumble? I guess.
Which one?
There was first the announcement that he will face Roman Reigns in Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they swerved out of that, but I do remember them playing that angle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of angles right there they're going to try and play, but all we can do is wait for this Saturday. That's all we can do.
Yeah, so excitement abounds, and hopefully, Adam Pearce gets a vacation after having to set up the War Games match.
No, he's going to be part of War Games. It's official. She's going to be the fifth member all of a sudden.
And maybe he will bleed.
It's a swerve. It was never going to be Randy Orton. He'll take Orton out.
Yeah, he'll RKO Randy Orton. Whoa, just that would be the ultimate swerve. Randy's walking down the ramp and just Adam Pearce pops out of nowhere. Yeah, and then you'll just hear Dolph Ziggler in the background. It should have been me.
Oh, Dolph.
We can't. We'll touch that on another episode for sure. That's for sure on that one.
Well,
where's our fearless leader?
Gents, it's been real. It was a fun episode of Raw, and I had a fantastic time discussing the goings on with you guys this evening. Look forward to doing this again next week, and I hope everybody out there in streamer land enjoyed what they heard and comes back to see us all break down Raw next week.
Or next NXT with you tomorrow.
Yeah, I will be. I will be here live tomorrow night for NXT.
I'll be here on Wednesday for Dynamite.
I love your Shawn Michaels.
I was absolutely busy with chasing my daughter around, and I was like, "Oh crap! Help me! Wait a minute!" I was gonna say, "Don't take it home without plugging your stuff, guys. I know you want the people to know where to find you. Where else they could see you? Where else they're gonna see you on the Dirt Sheet Radio platform?"
I'll tell you go first. I'll let you go first on the plugin.
Yeah, all right. So again, all my socials at PW Hipster on Twitter X, at PW Hipster on Instagram, on Facebook, just Tyler Parsons. That's me. Just there. But yeah, as said, I will be back tomorrow night for NXT. I'm looking forward to that. And again, I'll be back with you guys next Monday, and I'll be here every Monday and Tuesday breaking down the Wrestle action. Caesar, when will we see you next?
Normally I'll be with these two every Monday doing the Raw review. As you see, I have my social right there. It says NoobTube on the Twitter X. I don't know why they can't call it just Twitter. It just sounds so weird. Yeah, there was an injury in the ring. Twix.
Twix.
I could go for it. I could go for. No, be honest. Hold on. Be honest. Can you guys eat one bar only, or you have to eat both?
No.
Be honest.
No, it's both.
No, never. It's both.
I don't. I tried eating one only. I put it down. I looked down at the. I looked at the one on my table, and I'm like, where'd it go? And I was eating it.
I have no restraint for anything.
But anyways,
Nothing.
what else? Yeah, no, but yeah, you can find me here with these guys on Mondays doing Raw, and then of course I'm actually part of the Dynamite crew on Wednesdays doing the Dynamite review or whatever we're gonna call it, and then of course yes, you see my social is NoobTube on Twitter X, Instagram, and I guess TikTok even. So, Eduardo.
Well, you can find me all the Mondays here on Dear Shit Radio, and of course I have. Oh, you can find me on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, no Twitter, X, no Twitter. No, I'm sorry, no Twitter.
Who is this person?
You can find me as Eduardo Bates. The problem is that all my content is in English, but we have some things coming.
Oh, yeah. That's some fun stuff coming in the future.
Yeah,
It's gonna be great. I'm
It's gonna be
excited.
good. I'm excited too, but
Yeah.
let the shine, let the things come, and
Like
I
the
don't
things
know,
come.
let the things come, and we will see every Monday here.
Yay!
Yeah. So of course you can come back tomorrow night for the NXT post show rewind, and then after
Yeah.
that,
I love NXT, but I don't watch NXT. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
understandable. I mean, when NXT was great, I would watch it only when people told me there was a good match on. So
I think
I
it's a-
watched the pay-per-views more than like
Yeah.
I would watch every
Yeah.
takeover,
Yeah.
and then the weekly TV. I was like, let me know if there's a banger on it. I'll be there.
It's like this, for
Oh
the
God,
record.
I disrespected. he was like I can't take this.
The budget's out. The budget's out.
No, but no, that's great. We're pretty much done here anyway.
It's a great show. NXT is a great show, but I don't have the time to watch it.
Yeah, I
So they have
understand.
highlights.
There's
So
a
they have
lot of
highlights.
there's a lot of content for the record. I don't watch Raw just for this review.
Yeah, understandable. But we'll be back next week. You can catch the
Yeah.
fellas here. A lot less of me, but you catch me on Doshi Radio every week. The flagship podcast, and now video version. That should be going up soon. But yeah, no, we'll see you guys next week.
I guess you guys saw the message. I'm sorry, I saw the message. It just happened.
I did not. You
I
might.
did
want
not.
Our dear friend here, Tyler, actually lost his internet. Apparently,
nice, nice.
that's what my message just popped up. Tyler's like, my internet just went out.
Just in time, though. We'll see you guys next week, man.
Yeah, have a good night, guys.
Bye.